guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, we're going to talk about Wildrift Patch Notes 2.1. So this patch has just been released a few minutes ago and just gonna read through it. Okay, so let's go to the first one. So new champions, Zaya and Rakan. Wow. So Zaya and Rakan is the lovers duo. So they're really good. Zaya is a marksman champion, but that can protect herself because she has this ultimate that can dodge everything. So I'm really excited to use her because she's going to be really easy to use in my opinion in Wildrift because it's in Wildrift you can kite easily compared to the PC version, and then you can just pay attention to your feathers and land a really great like feather recalling your feathers or something. So I'm really excited to see her become one of the top marksmen in the game, and I think she's gonna be really great in Wildrift. Rakan. Okay, so Rakan is a really good engage support, so yeah, I'm really excited to seeing him in the game. Also excited to see like how he synergizes with other champions in the league right now in Wildrift specifically. Hopefully we can see some cool wombo combos with Rakan engages, just like what he did in the cool highlight that is one of the most epic like engages of all time with the SKT versus EDG back then. So hopefully we can see some of that kind of epic engages from Rakan users. So I'm really excited for support main out there with Rakan being released. So next one, um, replays. Okay, so I've been recording my games like proactively, like before I start any game I'm gonna start recording it. So this is a huge thing if I don't want to save up some memory on my phone, so it's gonna be really great to have this feature enabled. So let's check the more info part and end game of the screen. Okay, match history page, good. Watch the match back as it happened or follow any player in the game. So we can also check the replays of other players. That's cool. Um, Speed rewinding, time skipping is not currently supported. Why? I mean, this is something that would make it harder, especially if you want to like check out what your play, like you want or if you fast forward too much, how can you go back, right? So I think um this should be fixed. It should be supported. Replays cannot be used for practice, of course. Why would you replay practice mode? Replays will expire with each new patch. Okay. That's nothing to be worried about. Spectator mode. Okay. Now this is really cool. I think you should be able to spectate some players, like for example those high rank players, maybe the top players for each champion. I think it would be cool to spectate them. Let's check out here. Okay. So in order to spectate a player match game, you must be friends with them. Oh. Okay. But don't want to make a spectacle of yourself. Turn off allow spectators in the settings menu. I think they should change this. I think they should change this to that for challenger players, maybe they should be allowed to display their match history and also be allowed to be spectated. I think that's actually something that needs to be implemented in order for people to maybe improve their gameplay instead of just watching online. I think it's also much better to have that feature in game. So I think that's a cool feature to improve the gameplay of the people or the players that are currently playing Wildrift. So skins, okay, I'm really excited for this one. So they launched the Lunar V skin 9 in Wildrift. Okay. Oh, there would be new skins, or is this for all? Cosmic Dusk. Oh, Panda Timo, that's really cute. I like the Panda Timo skin because it's like rice cakes instead of mushrooms, so that's really cute. Lunar Beast Misfortune. This is not present in the PC version. There's no PC. I mean, there's no Lunar Beast Misfortune in the PC version. So I'm really excited for this. Like the splash art looks cool. Yeah, I'm I'm also playing MF, and MF is one of the top tier marksmen at the moment, along with Zaya. I mean, with Kaisa and also Jinx and Jin. I think she's doing really good at the moment. So champion balance changes. So let's see here. Power back to Jarvan Jackson. Yeah. So okay. All right. So Corki isn't delivering on his high flying, highfalutin antics, especially given his identity as a marksman mage. Okay. Let's see here. So they increased the AD ratio. They increased the damage. I mean the damage and the armor and the magic resist reduction. Okay, wow. This is a really huge buff for Corki. So this could actually make him really busted. Corki is doing a lot of damage at the moment, even without these buffs. So I think this would just make Corki a monster after this patch. So I'm kind of expecting more Corki players that may have read this patch note. Corki is gonna be really busted because of these changes. So if you're watching this video and you heard it, use Corki. He's gonna be really busted from now on. Jarvan. Underperforming buffs, they increase this AD per level, so this is gonna increase his damage. Deals 20 minimum damage. I don't think that you'll be dealing less than that anyway. Hitbox increased to 2.5. This is huge. Like increasing the width or the hitbox ratio of your flag and drag combo could actually affect Jarvan's gameplay, especially in team fights, because you're gonna be hitting multiple champions more often because of the wider hitbox. So I think this is really good for him. Fix dash speed to 0.25 seconds. I think this is good. They decrease the cast speed or the dash speed of his ultimate, which makes it much harder to react to. So I think it's gonna be good for Jarvan. So with this change, I don't think it's gonna make Jarvan players buy Jarvan because of this. It's just a minor update on his gameplay or his stat, but hopefully it can help him become more popular. Jax. But Jarvan's also getting a skin, right? Yeah, I think that's why they buffed him. Okay. So yeah, Jax has been underperforming in matchups, so expect him to be stronger in, amping up his gap closing so he can snowball better. Wow, Jax is really overpowered. I mean, I think he's really powerful, especially in duels. A fed Jax is almost like a guaranteed win. So like they increase the range of his first skill and decrease the cooldown on early stages and citing piece of damage. I think this is a minor buff to him. It's not really going to make him overpowered, but increasing the range, I think this could be like really impactful because I think Jax already builds some movement speed items. So having the range of his leap strike in larger, it's gonna be harder for people to escape him. Kaisa, so I guess it's just an issue bug fix. So Kennen, okay. So Kennen is one of the strongest champions in the game right now, and let's see what nerfs they did to him. So base stats reduce the damage and movement speed. I think the movement speed is more concerning because he heavily relies either on his flash or the movement speed from his third skill. So removing his base or reducing his base movement speed is also a huge nerf for him. Electrical surge cooldown increased on the early stages. I think this is huge. Like having it on 15 seconds makes Kennen's clear speed much slower than usual because 12 seconds is just enough, I think, to clear the minion waves every now and then. But having it on 15 seconds makes it much harder to do some trades. Maybe we can expect Kennen players to adjust their build skill path instead of maxing the first skill or the shuriken toss first. Maybe people would max the electrical surge instead. So I think that's a big nerf on his second skill. Lightning rush damage decreased, AP ratio decreased, and sizing maelstrom decrease and decrease. Okay, so I guess they really focused on reducing cannon's damage output. But what I think is, in terms of Cannon being strong at the moment, is the amount of crowd control that he can provide in a team fight. Especially his ultimate, the sizing Maelstrom, that's a really wide area. So, with his passive, he's gonna be able to stun multiple targets, and I think that's where they should focus. Like, with having that stun duration for maybe more than a second, I guess, is really OP. And I think that's what makes Cannon great, and not his damage, because he's just there to provide crowd control for his teammates too. So I think that's where they should focus, not his damage output. But still, this nerf on his damage could help him. I mean, could make him pretty balanced. It's still a nerf, so it could still affect Cannon's gameplay. Lee Sin can't reach the target kickback by ultimate. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you cannot hit the champion that you kicked with your Q, so this is just maybe a fix on their recent adjustment, so nothing much. Tristana's abilities feel very lackluster, and their signature explosive charge is not living up to its promise of being a huge nuke when fully stacked. Ramping up. Okay, so let's check it out. Rapid fire. Wow. So this is a huge buff. They increase even just the duration is fine, but they also increase the percent increase on the attack speed bonus. So this is really good. The rapid fire buff is really good. It's gonna make her a much better monster in the late game. Rocket jump, increased damage, explosive charge. It should be skill 3, right? Passive damage increase. Wow. They increased the bonus AD ratio to 160% at max rank. Imagine that, like she'll be dealing tons of damage in turrets and in champions. This is a really huge Tristana buff. This could make her become at the top of the marksman list at the moment with this change. So if you're a marksman main, buy Tristana. She's gonna be really strong with this patch and this changes. So I'm actually planning to test it out as soon as I finish reading this patch notes. Twisted Fate. Okay. So it's all the changes are on pick a card. They increase the mana restoration, the AP ratio to 0.8. Wow. With a stun duration of gold card. Okay. This is really, I mean, this is, I guess, enough. It'll make Twisted Fate's damage output much better. And his gold card stun duration longer, so that's one huge thing to note. The 2-second, I mean the 0.25 increase on the stun duration is really good. I think it's gonna be better for TF users out there, because it's not. I mean, it's his main source of crowd control, so it's what makes him helpful in ganking and in team fights too. So if he can throw out a lot of 2-second stuns in a team fight, then that's gonna be great. Yeah, so they said they buffed him. Let's see. Oh, okay. So they increased the damage on his ultimate, but they reduced the animation time and the knockup duration. I think it's just like it's not a buff, it's not a nerf as well, because they buffed his damage, but in the early game, since they didn't increase the base damage, it's a pretty nerf on the early stages of Yasuo. I mean, in the early levels of Yasuo. So I think this is not really a buff, but rather a nerf, because his crowd control ability that he provides in team fights is heavily reduced. But I mean, not heavily reduced, was reduced. But let's see. Items. We believe Yomu's is offering too much as a single item. Agreed. I mean, it's usually like the first go-to item of most champions. So they remove the bonus damage on hit. Okay. So yeah, this could greatly affect champions that builds Yomu's as first item, like Lee Sin, Wukong, Graves, Zed, Jin. So the bonus damage when they stack the momentum on Ghostblade would really affect their early game. So I think this is like an indirect nerf to those champions. but it's still a huge update for Youmu's. I think I won't be building that much from now on because of this nerf. Deadman's Plate. So they did the same with Youmu's, but they added this crushing blow. Oh, okay. So they placed it on Deadman's Plate, so only Deadman's Plate provide the bonus damage, but it also has the 50% slow. I think they should be also like equal to the stacks remove, or maybe a proportion of that. I think that would be better. So stacking, the effects of redemption and locket and chance should come at cost to multiple heals. I thought it was already applied. I thought it was already existent in the game, but I was incorrect. Maybe people are abusing this because imagine that, like multiple redemption in a single area, and then the whole team is within the circle. It's like you're back at full health, and also the multiple locket enchant. Like it's gonna be like a big ass shield for all the teams. So I think this should have been implemented right away. I'm wondering why I wasn't aware of this. It's maybe because I'm not using these enchants that often. So yeah. Gameplay, new features, ping display, exact latency. This should be. This is great. I want to see my ping. Portrait lock. I'm okay with the current portrait lock in game chat. Not paying attention to chat anyway. Summoner spell timers. I thought this is already showing. I'm not really sure about this. Smite indicator. Reduce gold. I think this is already present in the status below the game interface. Gameplay changes and the Baron. Oh, okay. So the buff will only last for 5 seconds now instead of 10. I think this is huge. I mean, most people just leave Baron buffed minions anyway. So I think reducing it to 5 seconds makes it more fair for the team that don't have the buff, and dealing with the enemy team that has the buff. So I think this is a good change that they made to the Hand of Baron. But I think they should do something about the inhibitors. I mean, when you have an inhibitor destroyed, it's pretty much no going back. So I think they should have the same mechanic, just like in the LoL PC, to restore the inhibitors. So I guess that's what they should focus on too. So Rip Scuttlers, yeah. So they change it before. I mean, they change it now to one at a time instead of like randomly both. I think that's what's currently happening. I mean, before this patch. So I think this should be like a huge a huge update for the jungle. So they increased them. Okay, they increased the rate of the way we earn blue motes per day. So I guess this is good. Gift recalls. Okay, so these are just minor changes. Okay, these are just minor changes. I'm looking forward to the Tristana and Corki change. I mean, they are huge buff. They are huge buffs to those two champions, and I think that's going to really affect their play rate and win rate moving forward because they are huge buffs to them. So I'm actually excited with the Corki update. I think this is really huge. I've been playing Corki a lot. I currently have like an 80% win ratio on it out of like 15 games or something. So I think this would make it even much better. And with the recent cannon nerfs, then we can expect an increase in the champions in the mid lane like Corki, and maybe we can also expect Corki to be played in the dragon lane because of this. Also Tristana's updates is really going to make her more powerful, so looking forward to that. But what I'm most excited is like I want to see how Zaya will be played at in Wildrift. So yeah, we can look forward to these two champions, but they're going to come in any moment from now. I'm not sure. Replace, I'm not that excited about it because I think it's still much better for you guys to see how I play the joysticks. But if you want to, maybe check how you play the game and analyze what you could have done better in the game, then that's a really great thing to have for regular players. So yeah, I guess that's it for the current patch. If you have any questions or if you have any feedback on or comments on what I said in this patch review, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button below and look forward to the videos that I'm going to be posting in the future, especially with those skin updates and new champions. I'm going to be posting a lot in the next coming weeks. And yeah, hope to see you soon again. Thanks guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.